for a grand total to repack this G1 Cirrus SR20 parachute of... What's going on, guys? Welcome back to JR Aviation and welcome to very sunny and snowy Centennial Airport here outside Denver, Colorado. If you watched our last Cirrus SR20 video, then you know why we're here, and that is because it is pickup day. The parachute repack is finally done and we are flying this home. After so many parts delays and scheduling delays, this plane is done and I can breathe a huge sigh of relief. My bank account, however, cannot breathe a sigh of relief. I just cut a massive check, and I know I talked numbers in the last video, but let's just say the totals were a little higher than originally planned.
What?
And that's because some additional parts were needed. I'll explain up in the skies. So of course, joining me on today's mission, we got Sean, making it all legal. Absolutely. Thank you for coming along.
Finally, we can have this thing back in the skies after 10 months of sitting around and waiting. Just taking a look at this thing on the ramps, like, fly this thing.
Right? We can fly this thing for, are you ready? The best part, after waiting all those months, my worst fear came true. This plane is back in our possession, but only airworthy for 1, 2, 3, 4 days.
Come on, man.
4 days.
You serious?
Cue the face plant.
It is what it is, but like seeing the plane here, like Sean said, you just want to get back into it, get in the groove of flying, and now we'll be able to fly for 4 days, and then it's gonna be back down for an annual, and then there's gonna be some stupid like O-ring that's back order from Cirrus.
It's
gonna be, we can't win with this thing. But hey, we did win with the work that was done here. They did a great job, so check it out. Given this is the first generation Cirrus, the parachute repack job requires you to like kind of cut this area up, so you have to redo the bodywork and paint in this area, and they did a great job. You cannot tell. I mean, there's the faintest little line, so you can just barely make out what they did versus the 20-year-old paint, but honestly they did a really good job with the bodywork. And check this out, I'm so hyped about this. Our buddy Fish, you guys remember him on the channel years ago doing some work on our first SR20. I called him up because he's here at Centennial, and I'm like, hey, these faded end numbers are really bothering me. I'll put up a picture of how they used to look. They're all dry rotted and cracking, and they looked terrible. And now look at that, all new vinyl end numbers. So huge shout out to Scott making that happen. Really happy with how they turned out, and it wasn't all that much money. So yeah, looks great. The paintwork is great. So the job itself was, you know, 10 out of 10. They do amazing work here. We knew that, but like any parachute repack, it's gonna take a lot of time and money to get it done. You gotta sometimes expect the worst, or at least budget worst case scenario in case your engine, you know, gets a crack in the case. In case the engine gets a crack in the case, you gotta have, you know, 20, 30, 40 grand ready. So that's just part of it. So you gotta enjoy the process, but it's not like we weren't expecting these costs. It's just, they're never fun handing over a multi, you know, 5-figure check. But anyway, we're just waiting on the fuel truck to come. We're gonna finish up the pre-flight. Already got most of it done, and then we're ready to go. What's the route today looking like?
Yeah, we're gonna go south. The Rockies definitely have a little bit of weather on them today. We're gonna head south, I think, towards Pueblo. Here's the La Veta Pass, so we'll insert the layer on ForeFlight, show you where we're going. But yeah, the La Veta Pass, and then basically from there, straight shot all the way to Arizona. So
cool. Should be roughly 4 hours, and you know, at least it's like a pretty day, sunny, good weather. You know, Centennial Airport here, 5,500 foot elevation. So, you know, if this was a summer day, 90-something degrees, woo, this plane would be suffering in the performance category. But because it's nice and cool air, we'll do all right. But Christian's back home working on the other airplane, which I'm not sure if it's been revealed yet, so I can't say too much, but he's meeting with mechanics on another job that's going down. Just Sean and I today. Good opportunity to log some cross-country time. I'm just gonna check the oil next. We load it with fuel. Arapahoe's getting all the tire pressures just right. You know it's a highly rated Cirrus shop when they have Cirruses overflowing outside. Cirri, yeah, not Cirruses, Cirri. They got them everywhere, and very expensive Cirri at that. You could have like 5 of our planes for one of those. Probably more. I think you could have 6 of ours for that one. What would you guys take? A brand new SR22T decked out, or 5 old SR20s? Comment down below. Fuel truck's right on time. We're gonna do a full top off because we are trying to make it non-stop to Phoenix. Sean, of course, made it here non-stop, so we're trying to do the same in reverse as we head back to Arizona. So we're going full 56 gallons, 28 gallons aside. The Aviation is indicating we have 16.6, right?
Something like that.
Okay, so then that should be 39.4 gallons, exactly. Okay? So if we add around 39 gallons, then I'd be really happy with the accuracy of the built-in fuel management system. All right. coming up to 39. It's gonna be close. The plane is at a slight angle, so I'm not sure if that's gonna affect how much fuel can be fit in there, but oh, come on, you can do it. 39, come on. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Nice and clean.
Looks good to me. At the lowest point.
Yep, that's your gas collator.
Still good.
That's also really good.
All right. Oh wow, can't wait to really detail this plane. We haven't even polished it yet. It's gonna really look close to new for a 20-year-old paint job.
Okay, battery's going on. Waiting for fuel flow. It's gonna take a second. Okay. Clear!
Visual approaching you, starting at departing runway 35 right, 35 left, runways 1028 are available. Use caution, all aprons, patchy snow, use caution for cranes in the vicinity of the airport. Advise, owners, contact you at the X-ray.
You want me to start taxiing?
Yeah, you can start moving up here. We don't have the hold line here. Your controls.
My controls. It's been a while since I've been in the
I know, right?
differential braking. Cirrus. This is so weird. Guys, I haven't been in this plane for like 361 days.
That's crazy.
This is weird.
So used to the nose wheel steering, and now you're hopping back into this. It's just like,
Yeah.
whoa, hold up. Centennial ground, Cirrus 357 X-ray coming out of Arapahoe Arrow. We have X-ray looking for a right downwind departure to the south.
November 357 X-ray, Centennial ground. What type of aircraft were you? And you said you had information X-ray as well?
Yeah, 357 X-ray, we're Cirrus SR20, and affirmative, we have X-ray.
November 57 X-ray, and where were you parked one more time?
We're coming out of Arapahoe Arrow.
57 X-ray, have you in sight now? Do you require a run-up?
Yes, sir.
Our 57 X-ray, taxi via Alpha to the south run-up, and let me know when your run-up's complete.
Okay, Alpha to the south run-up, will advise 57 X-ray. Okay, the south run-up area is just before Alpha 16.
Oh, they're taking off that way, north?
Yeah, they changed it again. Winds are 300 at 8, so we're just doing a right downwind departure out of here.
Feels great to be back in this plane. The comfort, Sean and I aren't rubbing shoulders in the like in the other planes. Great audio quality, intercom, everything sounds good. So
Okay, swinging her around.
can't do that in some of these planes. That is nice about differential braking. All right, guys, we'll run up here. Make sure everything looks good.
Be on the way.
Doors deferred to your
mine.
side. Okay, caps handle.
Removed.
Here, removed. Okay, seat belts and shoulder harnesses.
Here.
On. Fuel quantity.
Checked, we are on the fullest tank.
Yep. Fuel selector, full tank. Fuel pump.
Is going to go on to boost.
Flaps.
Set 50%.
Transponder.
Indicating. We are squawking VFR.
Yeah. Autopilot.
Disconnected.
Okay.
And if we wanted to check it here, I'll just throw it into heading mode. It's turning.
It
Heads
works.
off.
Okay, navigation radios, GPS.
Okay, we'll go ahead and plug that in actually. Just our couple waypoints here. So we're going to Fisher waypoint first. And then we're going to be flying over 07 Victor.
And once it turns on autopilot, this will GPS steering, so it'll hit these waypoints.
Most likely we'll have to deviate around to avoid some of the Virgo, but there we go. Plugged in. Actually, from there, Falcon Field.
Guys, don't worry, even though this looks pretty ratchet, it still works perfectly fine, and you
You can still see it.
just looks bad when it's off, but...
Okay, flight plan's in.
All right.
Keep it running.
Okay, cabin heat, defrost,
Heat it.
brakes, hold. 1700 RPMs.
Okay, I'm going to
Power
bring
lever.
the mixture up just a little bit. We're still going to keep it lean.
Runway 35 right, line up and wait.
Line up and wait, 35 right, 357 X-ray.
Cirrus 57 X-ray, fly straight out, 35 right, cleared for takeoff, wind calm, traffic, 3 mile final, urgent.
Straight out, 35 right, clear for takeoff, 357 X-ray.
Cirrus 57 X-ray, southeast approved.
Southeast approved, 57 X-ray, thank you. All right, everyone, just made up to 12,500 feet. There's a nice view of Pikes Peak. Actually climbed up here pretty good for being pretty heavy. We're gonna go ahead and get to leaning, so we got it all dialed in here power-wise. There we go, we're just slowly pulling it back. And for those of you guys who are wondering while he's leaning it out, yeah, we're gonna stay at 12.5 for less than 30 minutes. We just wanna get over this pass here, and then we're gonna shoot back down to 10.5, so. All right, there you go, it detected all the peaks. Right there, it says best economy. It kind of makes life easy. You don't have to really know engine management too well. You just pull it back until it says best economy, and then you leave it. And it'll say when it's too lean. As I like to emphasize, at this power level, there is no said red box of danger zone for your engine, so you can put it wherever you want mixture-wise, and you're not going to hurt anything. So this is fine, 30 to 40 lean a peak here, but because there's no danger zone, I'm actually going to give it a little more fuel to maybe go like 20 lean a peak, just to get a little speed back. We don't need it this lean. All right, that's like 20 lean a peak. That's pretty good. 8.1 gallons per hour, which equates to 14.6 nautical miles per gallon. So that's pretty darn good. That's like 16 miles a gallon as the crow flies. So it's the same as like your Chevy Tahoe at home. So pretty good economy out of this thing for going 135 knots. This thing will usually true out at. Here we go through the, what pass is this called, Sean? This is the Hayden Pass. Through the Hayden Pass, it's good so far, but we're expecting some bumps to start any second now. Wow, 13,000 foot peaks all around us. S-Tech 55X autopilot, handling it like a champ. Feeling good. Wow, that's beautiful. Gorgeous. Golly. Wow, this is cool down here. We're about 1,500 feet above that little peak right there. All right, guys, that's most of the mountains. We're hooking around that one. That one's like 13,000, plenty of peaks in there. So we're just gonna skirt right around it, easy peasy. Look good, guys. Truing it, 130 on 8.3 gallons an hour. Can't beat that. Let's go to Arizona. All right, guys, we're due for a little update. We just crossed over into Arizona, and the plane gods are like, here, have a little tailwind. So now we're going 142 knots over the ground. A welcome sight. Anyways, we'll be there in about an hour. We dropped down to 10.5, just we had to be higher to clear those mountains, but now we pop back down. 10.5, 8.5 gallons per hour, 30 degrees, lean a peak. You can't beat it. Engine's just running like a top. Super, super happy, and 136 true. Come on, that's pretty awesome. Beautiful. Anyway, as promised, I got the receipt here. We got to go over it. So if you want to hear the original quote breakdown, me talking about what other people quoted, other competing shops in other states, then go check that out. But we're going to talk about the shop here in Colorado, you know, the final bill upon pickup. So as you guys remember, I had to pay for the parts right away. That was the deposit to get the parts ordered, and that took, oh God, 6, 7 months, 8 months maybe. Crazy. I mean, shoot. Hindsight's 20/20. We dropped the ball on this. It's nothing to do with the shop. We should have ordered those parts 6 months to a year in advance. We didn't, and we paid the price. So eventually those parts came in at a total price of $14,780. That was our deposit down payment for all of the parts, or what we thought were all the parts. But I guess they admitted that they kind of spaced out the fact that because this is a early G1 with the different igniter assembly, they modified it to electronic ignition on the igniter. Anyway, we need some retrofit kit, which they forgot about, but you know, they apologized. You know, they didn't mean to leave that out, but we did have to buy that. So it includes a little lithium-ion battery, a second battery that just powers the igniter that expires every like 4 or 6 years or something like that. So that's another thing we'll now have to replace at a cost of, oh gosh, lithium-ion batteries, not cheap. So I wonder if I prefer the old style system without that, but whatever. That's what Cirrus says you got to put it in now. So
Number 357 X-ray, Winslow altimeter 3016.
3016, 57 X-ray, thank you. That kit that they had to buy was $1,431.60. That line item says Cirrus Rocket Retrofit, and then right below there it says Kit Retro Electric Ignition. So maybe it's that one for $1,190. Regardless, a little over $1,000 for an additional part that had to be ordered, and 5 extra hours of labor to get that retrofit installed. And the final thing that took the quote a little higher was that they found a little wiring issue for some reason. I guess maybe at the last parachute pack, the wiring leading into the 28
pin connector, it was plugged in the wrong thing, so they had to diagnose why that was grounding itself. I don't know, something. They got it figured out, but that probably took a few hours to diagnose and correct. So those were 2 additional charges that weren't really expected as of last video. One because of an oversight, but one because our plane just had a little squawk that had to be taken care of. So anyway, I know you're wondering, out the door, what does it cost? Sean, this is just, I don't even want to look at this number.
All that for 5 days of flying.
Oh, I know. Guys, if you want to watch the whole dumpster fire situation with this plane, go back and watch it. We've had this plane since the end of 2021, December of 2021, and we've flown it
ridiculous
6 times, 6 days?
Something like that, something crazy like that.
And we have spent a lot in maintenance costs. So not only the stuff at the last annual, the fuel pump, which was hard to get, took forever, was costly. The landing gear pucks, which are like $1,500, and those took 6 months to get. Just one thing after another. We've been through it with this plane. We gave $14,780. So the remaining amount, $11,493.66 for a grand total to repack this G1 Cirrus SR20 parachute of $26,273.66. And guess what? That's a good deal at the end of the day. If we went to California or Arizona or Vegas to have this made, it would have been a lot more, mainly because they have to charge tax on either labor or parts or both. Whereas Colorado, I'm pretty sure, is completely tax-free. So we saved a bucket load, 9%, $25,000. Yeah, it's like 2,400 bucks.
Yeah.
So yes, we did have some expenses to bring it up here. Sean was nice enough to ferry it up, but you know, fuel costs, call it like $500, $600, $700, return flights, hotels, whatever. So we still saved net, you know, 17, 18, 1900 bucks. So I think it was worth it, but yeah, this total could have been a lot more. So including the cost to get it up here, we're probably looking at about $27,000 for this job.
Absolutely ridiculous.
What happened to the $10,000, $15,000 repacks? That's what I signed up for. When we were looking at these planes before COVID, that's what it was.
Crazy.
10 to 15 grand.
And now the kicker is...
Yep, like we mentioned briefly in the beginning, we will have 4 days with this plane before it is, again, unairworthy, due for an annual.
Here we go again.
And who knows how long that annual is going to take. The last one took 10 or 11 months. What's this one going to take?
I don't want to find out.
I'm hoping for like 2 weeks.
One can hope.
Can we just get lucky for once and have like, hey guys, nothing wrong with the plane.
Please.
In and out in 2 weeks. Maybe that's just wishful thinking. So comment down below. Here come the haters.
Why would you ever buy a Cirrus, let alone an old Cirrus, let alone a cheap old Cirrus, let alone a cheap old Cirrus coming up on parachute? You're a complete idiot. Your aviation needs to be canceled.
I think we're through the thick of it. Sure, the engine is high time. I acknowledge that last video.
I don't like where this is going.
Please, knock on wood. Please, Cirrus airplane gods, let this engine hang in there. It is running flawlessly.
Rock solid.
Great compressions, great oil samples, doesn't burn any oil, doesn't leak any oil. I think we're good to just keep on trucking. There's no point to rip apart an engine when it's giving you no signs that it needs to be replaced.
I mean, we've babied the heck out of it since we've been flying it, so.
Yeah.
And I assume that's what happened with the previous owners too.
Check this out, guys. I was going through all the paperwork. This little shark fin looking thing, yeah, this is the red box I'm talking about. It's often called the, you know, the red shark fin or whatever in Cirrus world, but red box, same thing. So this is the danger zone. You don't want to be in here. So the fact that this was in here from the previous owner,
that just tells you everything that you need to know.
Just like I said, about 62% power and less, there's no danger zone. But as you get to say 75% power here, there's a lot of danger zones. So you have to be at least 180 degrees rich of peak or 50 degrees lean of peak to be outside this zone. I'll say it time and time again, people do not pay enough attention to engine management, oils, temperatures, lean of peak, rich of peak, percent power, oil temps, pressures. I go on and on and on.
I hardly learned about any of this stuff during my private training, and I just think it's so crucial. The thing that's keeping you in the air practically, and it's the $50,000 accessory of the airplane. So it's like, why wouldn't she want to take care of it?
People are sleeping on engine management and proper engine management. Go watch some Mike Bush, Lena Peak, all these guys talking engine management. I'll get some paid for this, but you know, I'll sit down and easily do 2 to 3 hours of studying when it comes to engine management, watching podcasts and everything.
But comes to cloud clearances?
Yes, but comes to in the classroom.
Come on, man.
I don't know. Maybe I'm weird for that, but I just love this stuff so much. So anyway, great sign to see us in here, and great sign moving forward that I think this engine's going to hang in there. Aside from possibly an upcoming engine overhaul, we're in the clear. Nothing should be coming up. So there you guys go. That's the update on the Cirrus. At least once it's back from the annual, we can get flying it and actually enjoying it and do some more training. Oh, the other big asterisk on this whole thing. Guess what months we're going into in Arizona? Oh, the hottest summer months of the year, where this plane struggles greatly, an SR20, for cooling and for load carrying capability. Approach Cirrus 357 X-ray in our VFR descent through 8900.
357 X-ray, Phoenix approach, roger. Descent of possible discretion, on navigation over Scottsdale. Let me know when you get ATIS expiration India, altimeter 3011.
We'll let you know when we pick up that ATIS 57 X-ray. Approach 357 X-ray, we have India at Scottsdale.
357 X-ray, roger.
Scottsdale Tower, Cirrus 357 X-ray, 12 to the northeast, full stop with India.
Cirrus 357 X-ray, Scottsdale Tower, roger. You can make a straight in for only 21. Traffic at your 1 o'clock, 4 miles south-southwest bound. It's a Cessna on the GPS approach into Deer Valley. You should see them turning out to the west.
Looking for that traffic and straight in for 21, 357 X-ray.
Exit Alpha 3, monitor ground upon exit.
Nice job.
Yankee, thanks.
Yeah, straight in. Good stuff. Easy peasy. Once we're about a 3-mile final, we'll get the mixture up, we'll get the fuel pump on, and we'll get the flaps in. Oh, perfect timing, guys. Look, the sun just lowered down. So because he said make straight in for 21, do we need to know what position in line we are here? We're first in line.
He'll clear us to land once we're a little bit closer.
Oh, okay.
Yep. Since he didn't give us a landing clearance, we don't know exactly which one, but I don't see anybody or hear anybody. Mixture's coming up, boost pump's coming on. There's all the rich folk.
Whoa. Holy crap. The mansion. Trying to live up here. All right, goals, guys.
No kidding.
There's levels to it. All right, here we go.
Blowing 20, flaps to 50. Build up the glide path. We're going to pull some power back.
November 57 X-ray, runway 21, clear to land.
Clear to land, 21, 57 X-ray.
Okay, below 100, flaps full. We're going to continue getting down to the glide path here.
Yep, white over white, still a little high.
Yep, just a tad. We'll intercept it here momentarily. There she
There
is.
it comes, perfect.
Little pinch into power, going to slow to 85. Nice and calm tonight. Going to get just a little high again, pointing that nose down. Just aiming right for that 2-1 marker. A little bit more power. Keeping that nose pointed towards the runway. Okay, 2-1 is made. Going to keep the power in there just a little bit. And I'm going to slowly start rolling off that power. Let it come down. Letting it fly till it doesn't want to fly.
Nice. Okay, now rudders, no brakes, just
there we go.
Okay, right, left, okay.
And then we'll slowly get on the brakes gradually. Nothing too insane.
All right, we'll go alpha, what, 8 or 7? Or 6?
Yeah, and 57 X-ray is going to gate 2.
57 X-ray, you can continue down to Alpha 3, taxi to gate via Alpha, monitor ground as you go.
All right, Alpha 3, Alpha monitor ground, 57 X-ray, thanks, good night.
Good night.
There's alpha 4.
Okay, Alpha 3 is the next one. It's that box way down there with the yellow. So you can start applying those brakes. And you can follow your yellow line right here. Yep, so a little more braking action. Beautiful.
Nice. You cleared us to go on to alpha, so we're good.
Fuel pumps off, transponders VFR. Lights will get strobes off.
Beautiful.
Nice and calm.
Sunset. Oh, gorgeous day.
Well guys, there you have it. We made it safe and sound. Back to the JR hangar. Hope you guys enjoyed that one. Be sure to comment down below, what are your thoughts on Cirrus as a whole and their mandatory parachute repackaging every 10 years? last video created a firestorm in the comments saying, this is why I'll never buy a Cirrus, I could never imagine spending $2,800 a year in parachute reserves. I'll never buy a Cirrus. You know, a lot of people were complaining about Cirrus because of the parachutes, but also the parts delays that I mentioned in last video that we have been victim to and a lot of other people have complained about. But hey, you gotta pay to play. So comment down below if you would ever own a Cirrus, or if the parachute costs alone are enough for you to say, you know, never. Give me my Cessna or Piper. I don't know, everybody's got a different opinion, so I'd love to hear that down below. We got it back, and now we're gonna fly the socks off it for the next 3 days until it's unairworthy again. Cool. Catch you guys in the next update when we pick it up for manual. Never ending with this plane. See ya. That it feels right.